was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Got it. 61. Matchbox lights. Tackle. Slam.
On first down, Fitzgerald eluding the pressure right. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 23. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. An aggressive play call to start this game. It backfired, but aggressive, no question about that.
Is that one of those statement calls? Trying to let you know that they're going to be aggressive right out of the gate, but that one hung up just a little bit too long. He made a nice play on the ball defensively and was able to pick it off.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Now a play fake here on first down. It's complete to Diggs. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings.
Ready. 15. Get it.
On 1st and 10, Costello setting up the screen for Cook. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. The loss of 3 on that first down pass play, now 2nd and 13. Off play action. Costello. Now, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Emmanuel Ogbah in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
1st and 2nd down were a disaster. Both went backwards. Now it's 3rd and 18. They need something big.
Hurry. Shoot.
From the gun, Costello. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
Ready.
Mark 55. Stay with your man. Check 26.
5.
And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now.
Hey, Charlie.
Watching you five. Defense wins championships, man.
Now this time he'll look to throw. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. From 8 yards out. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive.
Giorgio Tavecchio for the extra point.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. Extra point up and good by Tavecchio. And it's now a 7-0 game. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Ready, set.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Not the start that they were hoping for. The interception on the first play of the game. It leads to 6 points the other way. How do you... A big seam, and he might go all the way. The 30. 10. Touchdown, Detroit. Aaron Jones, his 9th touchdown of the season, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. McManus's point after is good, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
25 yards that time. Last week, several good performances in the NFC, but he was the conference's offensive player of the week, well over 100 yards.
And just the ability to make catches. You know, that gets underplayed sometimes because we're always looking for the move or the big run. But catch the football consistently, that racks up the yardage.
And he is going to go down here, but we also have a penalty marker at the line of scrimmage. They may have jumped the gun. Now they'll try to take advantage of that offsides call. Here's 1st and 5.
Switch, switch, switch. Watch twist. Watch twist. Go, 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 run, run, run.
Give him 5 yards there, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
Topper!
Off the play fake. Costello. And Diggs has it. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run it and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Not even a chance to pitch that one as he's swallowed up in the backfield. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
Ready?
Brings up 3rd and 7.
940. Let's go, defense. Hey, man up, defense.
Defense.
Give to Cook out of the gun. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down. Their bread and butter is their passing game. After that last play, maybe they need to go back to that passing game.
Well, what's been good for them along the way is they understand their identity. They are a passing team, but they do like to mix in the run every now and then just to keep people off balance. Didn't work very well on that one, but all in all, I like their philosophy.
Tavecchio puts this one through, and they take the lead here now at 10-7. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
It's a gain of 8.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
X3, 218, chop, 5.
Running right, Jones. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. 10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. The Lions with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Watch the twist.
Throwing on 1st down. Fitzgerald nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Anthony Barr comes rumbling in for the sack.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, now that allows your blitzers to get there.
Now a fake on the give here as they try to run pass option. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Here we go, set, 18 Gator.
Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again.
61, matchbox, light. Snap.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Fitzgerald. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Oh, I nearly broke that one. As it stands, though, a heck of a 36-yard run back. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10.
Ready. Turn 2 soft.
55. Hey, tighten down. There you go.
1st down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Off play action. Costello. And this one complete to Smith. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 12 yards there and a first down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
On first down, Costello, flush to his right. That'll be complete to Cook. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Tavecchio good on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Ready? 8, read. 80 weapons.
Check 24. Check 24. Check.
Get it.
Throwing on second and long. Fitzgerald escaping the pressure right. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's first and 10 just outside the 30.
General West.
Hatchet.
22 jet bomber. Big Griffin.
Operating from the gun. Fitzgerald. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. 2nd and 9 now. Sliding out of the pocket. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit him, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They have to be pleased with the way that they moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
Now that sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Watch the eye.
Topper. Ready.
Off the play fake. Costello. Looking here for Schmidt downfield. He's got a man. Complete. And he will finally be taken down, but not before he reaches the 38. A big play there for Minnesota. And even 40 yards. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway.
Hey, Sam off.
Check 24.
Snap.
Off play action. Costello. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man. And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Pilot, 64, weak. Check. Hey, Alpha.
To throw on third down. Costello. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason.
I'm going to run you over.
They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. So after the loss of 2, here's second and 12 from the 23.
X3, 218, chop. Check. Go.
From the gun, Fitzgerald. Got an open man, Keelan Cole. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
Go now. 15 lining. 15 line.
Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, D. Check 37. Check 37.
Get it.
From the gun on third down, Fitzgerald. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Sam Martin now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Take it in at the 22. So possession goes over here on the punt. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
Here we go. 60 yards.
Right here, guys. Fight 51.
Hey, zoom. Hustle. Big grip.
Off the play fake. Costello. Open here, Adam Thielen. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down. He's been the forgotten man in this first half. Not a guy you want to forget. Not only his first catch, first time they targeted him.
That doesn't make any sense, does it?
Not
because
at all.
Those are the types of plays that he provides. When he does come alive, when they do look his way, not only is it a big catch, it's a first down.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
Brings up second and...
Here's second and 10 now from about the 32.
Hey, foxtrot, foxtrot.
To throw again. Costello. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. So on third down, the field goal unit will come out as he'll try to get 3 before half. This is a 49-yard attempt, right hash. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
So we are at halftime here on Halloween as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded him. The tackle made there by Jared Davis.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Looking to throw on second down. Costello. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Tyler Lockett was the target there. But now it's third down. So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Hey, no, let's switch the mic right here. We go mic 40, mic 40.
Now.
Operating from the gun. Costello. He can run for it, and he will. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They run the counter with Cook. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Hey, Haywood.
Check 3, check 3, check 3.
Hit it.
Off play action. Costello. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Damon Harrison bringing in 341 pounds of power for the sack.
It's now 3rd down. Hey, let's calm down. Hey, let's go, let's calm down.
Yeah. Hey, Echo.
Switch.
Check. Right up.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Costello. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's 4th down.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent gain. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, of that marker. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard.
Check 31, check 31.
Bang, 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 bang. 61, matchbox lights.
Mark 55, Mark 55. Quit talking about it and bring it. Kill.
Come.
Now with a play clock at 4, we're going to get a timeout called. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. Running for it, here's Cook. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. From the gun, Costello. And this is Cook with a grab. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys in plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. It's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
Call that a very strong gain of 24. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working there.
A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Picked off down at the 2. There he goes left side. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. McManus now for the extra point. And the lead will shrink to 6.
Makes the score Vikings 23, Lions 17.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
We play to win. Let's
The Vikings
go.
take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Let's go now.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go. Get set. Ready?
Kill.
Space to maneuver at the 40. Tyler Lockett, touchdown, Vikings. Tyler Lockett hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Now a toss coming right side. It's Cook, and he's going to go down right at the line of scrimmage. The defense left him with nowhere to go, and the try for 2 is denied. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Ready.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is
I'm
doing it, though. This is a really important drive, and we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too, and they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. They were looking for Johnson that time. And a guy that can change the game, shows you a glimpse of it right there, taking the ball down inside the red zone.
It just tells you how tough it is for a defense. You just hold on all game and essentially hold your breath. Will they break a big one on us at any point during the game? It just happened right there.
Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Back to the air on second down. Fitzgerald. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Kenny Golladay, his second touchdown on the season, as his guys are back within a single score.
All the receivers in the league are plenty good enough. Otherwise, they wouldn't make it in the NFL. But the ones that go to the Pro Bowl, they have refined route running ability.
Now McManus to tack on the extra point. And this is back to a 5-point game. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
Come on now, let's go.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Now, they've got the lead here getting late into the third quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's first and 10.
Joker. Get it.
A 10th carry of the game for Cook. A gain of 3, second down.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. Three yards on that last carry. Here's second and 7.
Pilot, 64, weak.
Come to my work. Check.
Light.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Hey, Charlie. Big rip.
To throw on second down. Costello. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Charles, you said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
Watch the screen.
On first down, Cook. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted but it winds up falling incomplete.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, fourth quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Emmanuel Ogbah, what a season he continues to have, his 15th sack of the campaign. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And this will pin him back deep. That's going to kick out of bounds right at about the 7-yard line. Trailing here in the second half, went for the aggressive play, got a little too aggressive.
You've got to know when to pull up, or if you're going to go for it, how to take your body across a punter's body and not into him. Not a good play at all.
So a big break. The roughing the kicker called on 4th down leads to 1st and 10. From the pistol, they run it with Cook. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line. So, my goodness, I would have thought this possible not too long ago, but that turnover there means we have a game again.
Yeah, it's been a completely different team here in the second half. I just wonder on the other side of the field, where the starters telling the backups, get ready, you're going to get some playing time. And now guess what? Hope they didn't cut the tape off of their wrists and ankles. They've got to go back out there and play.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 15 yards for the Lions there on a 1st down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Fitzgerald. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Daniil Hunter in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
To try again after the sack. Fitzgerald, open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Fitzgerald, he's going to fire one deep over the middle. This is caught inside the 15. A 1st down and then some. 36 yards.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them the lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. This is Jones. The great move couldn't free him. Taken down at the 10. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
No. General West. 36.
They'll go again to Jones. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Aaron Jones, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Lions are going to jump back in front. So now an extra point doesn't help much. They'll try to go for 2 to make the difference a field goal, and they can lead it by 3.
Switch. Watch twins.
Stepping up, he'll try and run. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
Let's go. Take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. On 1st and 10, Costello. Complete. Smith has it. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That one goes for 24 yards. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th.
All day, baby. Let's go.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. An opening there on that 1st down run as he gets this forward for about 8 or 9. That looks to be 8 officially, so 2nd and 2. 8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Ready up.
51 to mine. Hey, watch the screen.
Now.
They run it again with Cook. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
Ready. 10 Lobo.
Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Let's go.
1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
On the double.
Mike 51.
5.
Target. Right here, guys. Fight 51. Mike.
Back to throw. He's going to let it fly. And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute. The lefty Tavecchio now to add the extra point. And that will make this a 4-point game.
Next to score, Vikings 36, Lions 32.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Tavecchio.
Here we go.
at their own 25-yard line.
On the ready.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. One possession game. Time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this situation, having to go downfield, limited timeouts, got to get out of bounds and keep the drive going and set yourself up. Defensively, you can't just lay back and let them do whatever they want. So it is a cat and mouse deal here.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down.
Watch the twitch. Watch the twitch.
He's back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 11.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to come up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw, and it'll wind up being intercepted.
High 7. Give me that ball. Give me that ball, defense.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Flushed out right. He'll run it, and they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. They'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
A gain of 5 brings up second and 10 at the 17-yard line.
He's coming. Double up, double up.
On second down, it's Cook. And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory, and it wasn't really always pretty. They had their bumps and bruises, really both sides did, but they did what they needed to do at home to get the win.
Yeah, they really had to grind.